This is going to be abbreviated. We only have 20 minutes with Sheriff Joe Arpaio, so I'm not going to do an introduction. He doesn't need one. Feel free to answer some or ask some questions of the sheriff.
Okay, shoot. Hi.
How are you? Is this mic on? I actually have one question and then a favor to follow up on and ask you a favor. Now my question is, recently the Bakersfield Police Department, our local police department, has had some very bad press with some things happening with corruption and killings and all this stuff. If you had one day to come to Bakersfield and straighten that deal out, what would you do?
Someone else talking?
Alan West, I think is.
I don't know to give advice to the local police. They have their constituency. They have their bosses, I guess. So I don't know. I don't know all the details. I have my problems too, but I can't answer that. I did say that there's a war on cops. Looks like every time you see a video shown, everybody reacts. They kind of don't even have the full story. Mayors run to Washington, call the Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division, come running down there. Why don't we wait till the full story is out after a thorough investigation and not go by what a video shows? That would be, I think that's what drives a lot of these problems. Then you have riots on the streets because of a video. Now you guys are all in, you know what a video is. You also know, because if I'm talking to you for, are you TV?
Social media.
Make believe you're TV. So talking to you for 5 minutes, you can take my conversation, go back, edit it the way you want, show it to the world on TV and video. Happens all the time. But when you're dealing with a law enforcement investigation, even more so, let's wait till the facts come out. Why throw cops under the bus because of politics, because of demonstrations? It's not right. And I don't like, everybody has a right to demonstrate, but do it civil.
The favor I had to end it, I'll pass it on. I heard that you had some pink underwear here today. Did you have an extra pair, and could you sign them for me?
If you got some money.
I got money. I got the money.
It goes to the youth. By the way, all that money doesn't come to me. I just sign it. It goes to our Youth Assistance Foundation, where we take care of the kids that are underprivileged. That's why I do take time out to sign the underwear.
Hi, welcome Sheriff Joe. Question, now you've had some pretty strong views on immigration. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Bakersfield is very big on agriculture. We're an agricultural community. What do you have to say to farmers whose business might be affected, you know, because they employ a lot of immigrants by the same immigrants that you have condemned?
Well, I don't condemn people. That's a strong word.
Maybe.
I don't think I ever use the word condemn. I'm a nice guy. I just do my job. To answer that question, I don't know what the situation is here, but I would imagine because of all the agriculture, the people from other countries are very important. Something has to be done about it. How come Congress hasn't taken up this issue? Every time there is a election, nobody talks about illegal immigration. Trump was the first one that brought it out. No matter what happens, at least he brought the subject out and everybody was talking about it. They're talking about it now. But why doesn't Congress do something? If you need more work permits, have a program where you can bring them in temporarily to work. Nothing wrong with that. If you have to extend the visas, okay, so. But you do it legally. They should not cross that border illegally. It's a violation. So let's get something done where they can still do it, but do it legally. That's the only problem I have.
Thank you.
Sheriff, Donald Trump notwithstanding, you bring up the legal fact here. What's your opinion on immigration, on immigrants that are here now illegally?
Oh, you've been watching the TV, huh? Are you with television? Who are you? Doesn't make any difference. But.
I do TV, radio, and print in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh,
I cover all three
no
bases.
kidding. Wow, that's good. I used to be a cop there many, many years ago when Greenspun was the top guy. Remember him? So that's a good question. They say we have 11 million, 12 million. I could never find out how they know. If they're here illegally and they're hiding and working, how does people know how many? So that always puzzled me. Number two, most of them come here to work, but they use fake IDs. When I go after that situation, I'm going after fake Social Security that they use. They use that to get the job, and the employers ought to do a better job. So I don't think we're talking about knocking a door down and dragging 10 people out. But if you come across them and they happen to be illegal, I'm talking about when you're enforcing the laws, put them in jail and deport them. Or get something done in Congress to alleviate the problem of people that want to come here and work, and the employers need to hire people. So I don't know if you can hire people out of high school. I'm trying to get my inmates hired. What's wrong with hiring inmates to do the job? Give them a job when they get out, even felons. So I don't know if you have anybody in jail here. But maybe the inmates can help out. I don't know. You got a good sheriff here. I'm not talking about his county. I'm talking about my county, which is the third largest in the country.
Good morning. How do you navigate different forms of political conflict in your field to become as successful as you have?
Navigate what?
Different forms of political conflict in your field.
Oh, how I navigate through the political system?
No, different forms of conflict in your field. How do you navigate that?
Conflict in my field?
Yeah.
This sheriff?
Yes.
Well,
Like political conflict that is involved with your line of work.
I don't know. I think I survive two things, plus an asterisk. Well, my mother and father came here from Italy legally, so I have that Italian blood. I'm always proud to say where I came from, Italian, and everybody from another country should be proud of their ethnic background. But how do I get through all the political and stuff? One thing, I am a senior citizen, which means I have life experience. Now I'll tell you guys because you won't believe it, so I can show you my papers if you don't believe it. So I am 84 years old, so when I say life, I have to qualify of having some life experience, right? 84 years. By the way, you're surprised. Always drink the Italian olive oil. That makes you young. The other thing I think I have is common sense. So I rely on common sense, life experience, and the last thing I rely on, never surrender. I don't surrender. That's just my character from day one. Unfortunately, my mother died when I was born, refused to have an abortion. She knew that she would not live. So I never saw my mother, but I did see, grew up with my father living in different Italian families. So I didn't have the luxury of a mom. But I still think I turned out okay. I have 4 adopted grandkids. I'm not going to get into, I very seldom talk about my personal life, but I think at my age, I have a right now to talk on some personal things. So that's how I think I survived. I had good people that worked for me. All of you people in business management is getting things done through people. You're only as good as the people that work for you. But from the president on down, the president sets the tempo. And then that's very critical. And then get the right people to work for you.
Okay. We're running a little short on time.
I didn't mean to keep talking, but
Last 2 questions. We got Norma, and then we got Theo.
Welcome, Mr. Arpaio. We have a lot of farmers here in Kern County, and I'm going to speak about Kern County itself. Okay, this is a farming industry. We have a lot of farmers. We have a farmers market today, with delicious fruits and vegetables and the whole thing. The truth of the matter is that the farm workers that harvest those fruits and vegetables, they are undocumented, most of them.
they are what?
Undocumented, okay? But it is also true that working the fields is not a job that just anybody is willing to do. It's one of the hardest jobs. I have been there myself for a couple of hours, and that's all I could take. I don't know how many of you can say that you've worked the fields. It is extremely hard. Now, most of the farm workers are undocumented, okay? It is a reality. What would you propose? What solution would you propose that it's fair, to keep these farms, alive?
I just mentioned it earlier. I don't want to cut you off. But first of all, I picked tobacco when I was a kid.
Okay.
I was here illegally to make a few bucks. I had no problem picking tobacco in Springfield, Massachusetts. Number 2, I think I said to take care of the situation, maybe you should have work permits and have them come here to work legally to take care of that type of occupation under certain circumstances.
And I know you spoke about this too, but the ones that have been here for years, harvesting the farms and all that,
Right.
you don't think that they deserve, that they've earned, some type of option, so that they can stay here and their families, especially those that have families here, children
Well,
here.
that's a tough one. Why did they come here to begin with illegally? I mean, they should not have come into our country illegally. Something has to be done about it.
Like what?
That's a big question. Well, that's a big question. Nobody seems to be able to give the right answer or the wrong answer on that one. I say that try to get some type of procedure where you can have the work permits and come over here and work legally. That's a legal thing. I think that would solve all the problems. Doesn't mean they're going to be U.S. citizens. They're here to work. They don't want to be U.S. citizens. They can't anyway. They want to come here to work, send money to their families, make some money. Now, let's get Mexico to build more farms. Have Mexico build up the economy so they don't have to come here and work. Why don't they do that in Mexico? So they don't have to come to California to work. Do it there. Make the money over there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
The final question here for Sheriff.
Hi there. Wanted to ask if you have campaigned for Donald Trump during this current election cycle, or if you have any plans to campaign
If I
for
have
him.
what?
If you have campaigned or appeared in any way on behalf of Donald Trump during this current election cycle, or if you have any plans to.
Did I appear with him?
On behalf
Many
of him,
times
or-
I open
okay.
up.
Well, I'm just curious as to when the most recent time might have been, or if you have any plans to appear
If he
on
comes
behalf
here,
of him
I
in
don't
the
know.
next month.
If he wants me, I'll come. What am I going to do? I love California. Get a free trip to California. Why do you know that I've been around introducing him? You're talking about...
No, sir, I hadn't heard that. I
right-
just wondered
You haven't heard
if you,
that?
because I heard you speak in the tent, and you had mentioned that you're a fan of Mr. Trump. You mentioned the 6 times, I believe you said, that he called
Yeah.
on behalf of
My
called
wife,
your wife
yeah.
when she was,
No.
if I understood correctly, ill at the time.
No, I went with him from day
no.
one in July of last year. I was the only one that stood next to him. I've been with him ever since. I was at the Republican convention just before he talked. So, no, I've been with him. The question you probably want to ask me, which you're too nice of a guy, is, I think you did indirectly trying to hook me here. Am I coming back now, the next month, to California
Well,
if he wants me to introduce him? And the
or maybe
answer
not
is
California,
yes.
but would
Well,
you...
anywhere, yeah. Why, am I going to get sick for 30 days? Remember, in the old days, there used to be, you go in the back room, you shake hands, that's your bond. Now you need lawyers, 1,000 lawyers. There is no more making an agreement anymore. Ethically and loyalty-wise, I still hold that trait. When you say you're going to do something, you should do it. I'm not criticizing anybody else, but since we're getting personal, you don't know who I am. You ever hear of me before? Oh, thank you. I was worried. Anyway, hey guys, if you ever come to Phoenix, come and visit me. Bring your camera. I'll take you on a tour of the tents or anything you want to do. You want to go talk to the inmates? I let everybody go talk to them, listen to them. So that's you come over and I'll take care of you. And please, when you call, make sure you tell my PIO that you met me here. So I'll make sure that you get extra treatment, okay? Thank you. Thank you.